Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning, everyone. Okay, for today, it's going to be another lesson on grammar and writing. So I will set up all the tasks later in your Google Classroom. So make sure that you can access your Google Classroom so that you can access your tasks. Okay, I promise you the presentation for today's lesson is not going to be long because I'm going to allow you to do all the tasks and end before 10. Because I believe that we have 3 periods for today. So it's important that you submitted all the tasks given to you today. Okay, by the end of the lesson, I don't want you to be doing all the tasks later. I'm not gonna wait for you. Okay, so if you could possibly finish all the tasks by the end of this lesson, I will record your attendance based on that. Okay. All right, so I think let's proceed to our first grammar lesson. Okay, so the first grammar lesson is we are going to talk about relative clauses. Okay, what are relative clauses? Okay, relative clauses are when we combine two different ideas in one sentences, and they normally have considerable amount of relevance when it comes to building sentences. Okay, so we are going to play this game a little bit. Okay, so let's look at this one. The children are playing in the bedroom, are my best friends. Okay, so which one do you think the answer? Because in this case, they are talking about the children. Okay, the children. So the children are humans. Okay, can you put which for that one? I don't think so. Okay, for this one, you have to choose who. Okay, right. The next one, the plane the boy is playing with was expensive. Okay, the plane, they're talking about an object. So the plane, who is adalah seorang, talking about people. Okay, the plane which the boy is playing was expensive. Okay, now let's look at this one. Mr. Smith, wife is a nurse, goes to work on foot. Which one do you think is the correct answer? Is it who or whose? I'm sure it's not which because, again, wife is a person. Okay, so let's try whose. Is that the correct one? Yes, the answer is Mr. Smith, whose wife is a nurse, goes to work on foot. Okay, next one. Daisy has a lot of clothes, never knows what to wear. Okay, Daisy, who has who or which or whose? Okay, let's try who. Okay, that is a correct answer. Daisy, who has a lot of clothes, never knows what to wear. The next one. The girl, father is a teacher, likes reading. The girl, who or whose? Let's try who. No, it's not the answer. The answer is actually whose. The girl whose father is a teacher likes reading. So if you're talking about person that belongs to someone, if it's their family or friends, we normally use the word whose for relative clauses. Okay. Next one. The spider is in the bathroom is big. Okay. The spider, who? Is it who? Which is in the bathroom is big. How about this one? The boy is having breakfast is my brother. The boy who is having breakfast is my brother. Next one. The man children are playing is a farmer. The man whose children are playing is a farmer. Next one. Lucy, who loves computers, is a bad student. Okay, next one. Marian, brother is a singer. Okay, this one we've accounted this quite a number of times. Which one? Who or whose? Correct. Marian, whose brother is a singer, is a good student. Okay. Next one. John, who is a sleepwalker, is nice. John, who's a sleepwalker, is nice. John, who is a sleepwalker, is nice. Next one. Van Gogh. Van Gogh is a painter, famous artist. Van Gogh paintings are famous, didn't have a studio like this. Van Gogh, is it whose? Yes, Van Gogh, whose paintings are famous, didn't have a studio like this. The birds which are flying are blue. Okay? Right, that's the end of our relative clause lesson. So I'm going to give you a few minutes. If you have any questions that you want to ask, you can do so now before I move on to the next presentation. You can just straight away write the question on the top chat channel there, in the top chat channel, in the top chat section in your YouTube. Okay, that'd be great. If there's any question, I'm giving a few minutes for you to ask questions on this one. Okay, I'm guessing without anything that you want to ask, I'm going to proceed to the next one. Okay. So we are going to talk about, this time is present tense versus present continuous. Okay, so you are going to listen to a presentation on this one. Okay, present simple versus present continuous, action and stative verbs. Okay, so you've learned present simple and present continuous all throughout your student life. Okay, you've done this since you were in primary school, I think. Okay, so if you do that, you've done that, I think that this is more like a revision session for you. Okay, so present simple versus present continuous, and the action is stative verbs, right? So when do we use simple present tense? We use simple present tense for permanent states, meaning it's the kekal, for habits or actions that happen regularly. Okay, things that happen regularly. For facts and general truths. For generalizations, example, dogs are loyal animals, or schedules, or some say schedules, timetables, and programs. Also, we use simple present tense for exclamatory sentences of, here, there, etc. Okay, for example, Tom works at 21st Century Fox as a film editor, so that's a fact. Jane never skips brushing her teeth every morning. Okay, that is a habitual action. Pluto is a dwarf planet in Kuiper Belt. Okay, so this is a fact. His favorite TV program, American Ninja Warrior, starts at 7 p.m. And off he goes. So when you are trying to give exclamation, you can use present tense. Okay, now we are moving on to usage of present continuous tense. Okay, present continuous tense, it's for actions happening at the moment of speaking. And then it's for temporary states and for describing changing or developing situations around the present time and for future arrangements. Okay. So if you can see, for present tense, it's for permanent states. But for present continuous tense, it's for temporary, something that is not kekal. Okay. For example, I can hear that she is singing in the shower. And then I am sleeping in the living room tonight because I am a guest in my friend's home. And next one, she is losing weight gradually as she is on a diet, and they are meeting at the bar tonight. Okay, so those are the uses of present continuous. So if you want to see the differences between present simple and present continuous, you can use this one. You can screenshot this to help you better understand the differences between the two. Okay. For example, present simple, the time expressions there is always, often, never, etc. So that is the clue that to give you a way that this is going to be present simple. For present continuous, the time expressions are now, at present, or at the moment. Okay, so if you can see that, it's quite clear that it's talking about something very in the moment, pada ketika itu. Okay, and sometimes present simple they use every day, every week, or in the morning, spring, at the weekend or weekends, once, twice, 3 times a week or day, and on Mondays and Monday morning. Okay, for present continuous, sometimes they use the words of today, these days, this week, or year, next week or year, and tonight and tomorrow. Okay, now we are moving on to state and action verbs. Okay, in English, there are verbs that are not normally used in progressive tenses because they describe a state rather than an action. So this is called state verbs. Okay, they are state. State in Malay is what we call keadaan. Okay, so they are not perbuatan, it's just keadaan mereka ketika itu. Okay, so the verbs of senses for state, you can screenshot this if you don't know this. Okay, so that you can understand this better. Okay, verbs of the senses: see, feel, hear, smell, taste, notice, seem, look, appear, and sound. Okay, verbs of emotion, they are examples are like, dislike, love, hate, want, need, prefer, and mind. And then there's verbs of perception and opinions. You can use know, agree, disagree, find, mean, think or believe, understand, remember, forget, imagine, hope, believe, and mean. And verbs that show possession, which is have, goes to possess. Okay, possess means kepunyaan. Okay, own, belong, contain, include. And other words include be, cost, mind, matter, mean, require. Okay, so yes, these are the division of state verbs, action verbs, state and action verbs. Okay. Okay. However, the verbs which describe an action can be used in progressive tenses. They are called action verbs lah. Okay. Some verbs can be both state and action verbs. Okay. You can screenshot this. Okay. It could mean that think. It could mean the words of think means to consider. See means meet or visit. Have means drink, eat, or taste. Taste means try food. Feel means touch. Smell, expect, appear, look. Okay. The verbs see, hear, smell, taste, and feel are commonly used with can. Okay, to indicate that an action is happening now. Okay. Okay, so think is a state, have an opinion. I think that coffee is great. Think as an action, which is something that you have in mind. I'm thinking about my next holiday. Okay. See, a state. I see what you mean, understand. See your eyes. I see her now. She's coming along the road. Or see an action, meet. I'm seeing Robert tomorrow. Or have a state, own. I have a car. Have for action is part of an expression. I'm having a party or a picnic or a bath, a good time or a break. Okay. Same goes with this one. Okay. You can screenshot this and this one to understand better. And this one as well. Okay. I think that's all the presentation for our grammar part. Okay. Okay, Tashi said he could understand it. Good. I hope you can apply this later in in your tasks. And Irina said that no questions yet. Okay. So I think that we can move on to the last part of our presentation for today, so that I can let you get on with work, so that I can get all the work by the end of this lesson. Okay. Right. So the last part is a writing piece. Okay, since we have 3 periods for today, 3 or 4 periods, I'm not sure. So we need to do a little bit of writing. Okay, so I'm just going to talk about what that you are expected to do for today. Okay. Okay, let's look at this one. Okay, let's see if it works. Okay, seems that my computer is frozen now. Okay, if you could bear with me for a few minutes, that'd be great. Hi, apologies that it happened just now. Apologies for that, because it's the internet at school, they're not that strong. Okay, so I think we can move on to the last part of our presentation for today. This is going to be about your writing. Okay, so just like in the previous assignment that you have, I would expect you to do this in Google Classroom lah. Okay, so that it's easier for me to mark your work. Okay. Okay, let's look at this one. Okay. So you're going to write an email, the one that you have done for quite a number of times, even last year. Okay, so we are going to a different types of email now. Okay, let's look at this one from Nick Jones. Hi Billy, it was great to hear from you. I hope everything is going well. Your talk sounds interesting and I'm happy to help you with some information. Okay, first of all, when teenagers are at home here, they spend most of their time on the computer or watching DVDs. We often get up to 2 hours of homework to do though. Parents also expect their children to help in the house by tidying their rooms or washing up. Some young people in the countryside have to help on farms too, watering vegetables or looking after the animals. When it comes to going out, we often spend afternoons at the local sports ground doing athletics or playing basketball or football. Otherwise, we usually meet in the shopping center and just hang out together or go and see what's new in the shops. As well as that, we sometimes meet in a cafe to chat, go to cinema, or go for a walk. Anyway, I hope your talk goes well. Okay, so this is an example of email that you're supposed to produce. Okay, so Okay, now you are going to write an email. Okay, read this writing task and use the plan in the language bank to help you write your email. Okay, when you have finished, check your work carefully. Okay, you have received a letter from English speaking pen friend. Okay, so you have this letter from a friend. Okay, I'm doing a social studies course at college and I've got a project to do about family life. Can you help? Could you tell me about your normal family routine at home, meals, housework, and how you spend leisure time together as a family? I just need you to explain things and tell me what usually happens in your house. Love, Tim. So you are expected to write an email. The email is 140 to 190 words. Okay, for paragraph 1, you are going to comment on Tim's email to you and say how you feel about helping him. For paragraphs 2 to 4, you are going to introduce paragraph topic, key information, and use linking words. And then paragraph 5, comment on this project, say you hope that you have helped. Okay, so when you are writing your email, you have to look at the language bank. Okay, all of this is going to be provided in your Google Classroom. Okay, so you look at this language bank and then you try to understand how are you going to have your opening paragraph. Okay, or you can look at the sample later. I'll show you in your Google Classroom. I'll upload everything on Google Classroom. Or you can, after that, you introduce topics with something informal, because this is a friend, a pen friend, English speaking friend. So you're going to use, to start with, first of all, as for and others. After that, you would use linking information, which is informal. Okay, you use as well, also, to, and others. And sometimes you use the routine there, always, usually, normally, often, sometimes. And then for meals, you are going to use these expressions that has been suggested to you. And housework, there you have phrases such as do chores or lend a hand or do the washing up, etc. And for leisure time, you have this words like chat, discuss, argue, or share the same interests and hobbies and pastime. Okay, so later when I'll share you all the tasks there, I will definitely post everything here, so that everything on the Google Classroom, so that it's easier for you to understand. Okay, before I end the lesson, I end the presentation for today and let you get on with work. Any question? Okay, if you have any question, this is the time for you to type at the top chat column there for you to answer, to ask me anything. No? No question? Okay, just to let you know that I have assigned to you today has to be done by the end of this lesson, which is at 10 o'clock. Okay, yes, let's say 5 paragraph. Yes, it has to be in 5 paragraph, because again, in this year you're getting older and you're expected to write more. Okay. Okay, Hakimi, you said teacher. What's the answer? What's your question? Okay, this one. Okay, teacher, can we have presentation? Yeah, I'll definitely put the link on the Google Classroom as well as your WhatsApp group, so that you can look back at the video and try to understand the whole presentation, the whole grammar and writing. Okay. Okay, Hakimi asked me what's the difference between email Form 4 and Form 5. Okay, there's not much of a difference, to be honest, but for Form 5, they expect something of more accurate when it comes to the convention of writing an email itself. So, for instance, if you're writing an email for a friend, the genre has to be an email, and at the same time, you have to use specific phrase to actually understand get the high band that you're expected to. Okay, for just now, if the question asks you about family life, so they want you to have to use the phrases such as doing the chores or washing up or all those related phrases or vocabulary items. Okay, hope that answers your question, Hakimi. Any other questions? Okay, any other questions? No? Okay, I think I can end the broadcast now. Later when everything is done, I will show you the Google form first for you to complete, and then I'll upload the writing task in your Google Classroom and alert you on the WhatsApp as well. Everything has to be done by today so that I can get your attendance. Okay? All right. If there's no other questions, I'll end the broadcast now. Thank you, class.